Hey, it's Mega, aka the Art Messiah, here to save you from your art sins. Welcome back to another art video. Today we're going to be talking about the lessons that I learned in the year 2021. So I'm making this video because I wanted to basically just figure out where I can improve for the year 2022 and also give you guys my experience and tips and advice so that it may be useful for you too. So hopefully this is going to help you guys out in your creative journey as it is mine, and we'll go ahead and get started with the lessons in just a moment. First, I wanted to say for any of the new watchers out there, thank you for joining us. Feel free to like and subscribe if you like this video. And I want to quickly just say what's kind of going on in the background while I'm going to be talking throughout this video, because this is a voiceover. So I'm going to be drawing my character from my main webcomic called Ignition. It's currently in a rewrite, and I'm getting a lot of feedback and help from people while I'm working through the story. So anyways, I wanted to create some festive art for this main character, and his favorite thing to do is read comics. That's kind of his way of escapism, throughout the story. And so I decided to do a little festive piece with him reading some comics and something kind of going on in the background. We're gonna have Santa Claus, so to speak, and it's just going to be a festive piece. So that's what you're going to be watching. It is sped up, so of course I am not actually drawing this quickly, but I did want to have something on in the background while we went through and talked about this year in review. So let's go ahead and jump right into the first topic. Okay, so I do want to mention that there are basically three main things I'm going to be talking about in terms of lessons learned. And so I just want to go ahead and jump into the first thing. So the first lesson that I learned was to not be a perfectionist. So do not focus on rendering, but instead quickly ideate things and ideate concepts. Okay, so the reason that I learned this lesson is that I am currently working on my story Ignition, and I'm still kind of at the beginning stages. And so what that means is that I need to do a lot of concept work and a lot of concept art for backgrounds, environments, character design, and props. So with all these different things that I need to generate ideas for, it's a lot. It can be overwhelming. And so that means I need to be able to come up with ideas quickly. However, if you're stuck in this mindset that something needs to be perfect or every single art piece needs to be of quality and look beautiful, then you're not going to be able to create the amount of volume that you need to create basically your first draft of your world building. So that can be a big block for a creative person that is trying to create a project. Okay, so I really had to remind myself, and I'm going to continue to remind myself this year, to give myself the freedom to not be perfect with my artwork, but instead to just have fun with it, kind of create these ideas and sketches and concepts. So one thing that I'm going to do to solve this problem, and the lesson I learned, is to do more stuff with a sketchbook. Okay, so, and even when I'm doing digital artwork, think of my digital art as working in a sketchbook as well, where if there is a concept in my mind, to quickly get it down onto paper through sketches and through jotting down some notes, and not focusing on basically the minute details that that make an art piece quote unquote beautiful. So again, to solve this is to really just give yourself that freedom to not be perfect, the freedom to just have fun and to explore, and also a really critical piece of opening up this type of creativity and ideating quickly is to stop thinking that some ideas are bad and some ideas are good. You just need to get to a place where an idea is an idea, and it doesn't matter if it's like the most realistic or the most logical. When you're in this stage or phase, I kind of combine those two words together. When you're in this place, You just simply want to get some concepts out there and get your ideas out there, and to not be judgmental. That comes later when you actually choose certain ideas and then go forward and polish those things. And if you watch some of my live streams, you'll kind of hear me talk about this sometimes, but it is really critical and really important to just stay in the ideation phase long enough where you can generate enough concepts so you can do your world building much quicker. So that's it for the first lesson learned. Let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. Alright, so this next thing that I want to talk about actually plays off the first thing we were talking about, and that is now setting up your goals. And so this is a new lesson that I learned this year because I didn't quite have the structure of goals down so that it was the most effective and beneficial to me. So you guys generally have an idea of what goals are, right? You set them up and then you try to complete them. But this year I learned that I needed to be a little bit more specific with my goals and actually break my goals down into categories. And so what I have started to do, and what I want to continue to do in this year, is to set two types of goals. One type of goal is your realistic goals. And basically these types of goals are ones that you realistically think you can get done in the certain time frame that you have set out. These typically are like my long-term goals, or just goals for like forming habits. They're very easy to do, they're very easy to accomplish, and it really sets the direction that I'm going with for my projects. So for example, one of my goals could be create maybe 5 concept ideas. So it's something that's general enough that I can complete and have flexibility with, but something that doesn't necessarily require too much work so that I know I will be able to complete it, which is going to get me motivated. So your realistic goals are very important in accomplishing a couple things. The first thing is setting your direction for your project. The second thing is pretty much giving you the encouragement and motivation because it's something that you know you can do. And the third thing is tracking what you've actually been able to do. And that is another thing that can be a motivation boost, because it can give you the pretty much energy that you get from completing a task, and completing your goal can be so rewarding because you know you've accomplished the thing that you set out to do. So that's the importance of your realistic goals. And then the second category of goals is stretch goals. And your stretch goals are basically things that you know you're probably not going to get done, but it's something that it would be awesome if you could get done in that time period, or you want to give yourself basically something very, very, very high to reach, which is going to improve your motivation because you're like, okay, I need to work quickly. I need to get right to work right now in order to reach that goal. So that can be, these types of goals are great for short term because they're immediate things that, oh, I really want to get this done. Let me go ahead and get started because it is a stretch goal. I may not reach it, but it'll be awesome if I can get some of it done. And I use these a lot as well to not only set the direction of project-based stuff, but really kind of chunk time on a weekly basis to go through like quick spurts of doing something for a project. And that's just something that I like to do personally. This might not be good for everyone, but I like to have differing goals from week to week. Like if I'm working on the same exact thing from week to week, I might get a little bit bored. So these stretch goals are something that they could be different, right, from week to week. And they can be goals that are unattainable, but by you trying to reach it, you know you are at least going to get something done and head in that direction. So those have been really, really helpful for me to keep that just like focus and that motivation and that drive, which is really important when you're working on a long-term project. Okay, And with that being said, I'm going to move into the next topic, which is basically, it also plays on the setting the goals, but for this one, if you're time limited and you're not working on art full time, even if you are working on art full time, this is helpful, but set a schedule to stick to when you know you only have a certain amount of time to work on art. And this basically is you setting time to accomplish those goals that you have set out in the previous thing that I mentioned. And this can be as simple as using maybe Google Calendar and slotting out time on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to work, or whatever days are going to work best for you to get some art in. You basically look at your current schedule, your current work schedule, and you see how you can kind of fit things together, kind of just like a little jigsaw puzzle. You're just trying to slot in where this art time will fit. And in doing so and having a schedule like that, it takes the pressure off of you deciding when to do art, because that is something that can limit people from even sitting down to draw. Is, do I have time to do so? Is now a good time? And then you end up thinking more about that than actually getting into the task that you want to do, which is creating art and drawing. So yeah, that's my last and final tip, is to really just set that schedule, and that's going to really help you just stay on track and get things done. So anyways, I hope some of that advice was helpful. I know I'm going to be keeping that stuff in mind for myself moving into this new year, and I'm really going to try to implement that. But now I want to talk about what you guys can look forward to from this channel and the type of art that I'll be creating for this year. So the very first thing that I want to make sure I get back to is finishing this anatomy masterclass. So if you've been following this channel, you know that I've been creating tutorials on how to draw the body and all its different body parts, and we're breaking it down basically week to week, each body part. So I want to go through the rest of those. And in combination with that, I typically do live streams where it's basically a workshop for you guys to, be able to dive into each body part and learn with me and ask questions as we're going through learning the anatomy and how to apply it to your artwork. So I am planning to do live streams every other week, tutorials every other week. So I should have a video out every week. One week is the tutorial, the next week is the live stream. So definitely expect that to be coming back probably in February or March. And the next thing that I want to do for this upcoming year, and it relates to that first lesson learned, is create sketchbooks and digital sketchbooks. So basically every 6 months I want to collect all my sketches for all my concepts for my story and just even random things, and collect them into one document, one PDF file that just has all of my sketch work. And I want to release that for free for my patrons, and also probably upload it to Gumroad as well. And when I do that, I will mention it in videos and provide links, so don't worry about that just yet. Just know that's coming. And the final thing is just, making sure that I go to a few conventions. I may be tabling for the first time this year. We're going to see. I'm on a artist wait list for a local convention. So that's really excited. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, you can just generally expect to see a lot more of me sketching and working through my comic, and hopefully providing some insight for you guys to create your best comic, to create your best drawings, and most importantly, to learn how to draw from your imagination and create the worlds that you really want to create. So anyway, just want to really thank you guys for sticking with me for the year of 2021. We had lots of growth. We had lots of fun. We did a few live streams. I can't wait to see you guys in the next year. I can't wait to keep on improving with you guys. And until the next video, stay safe, have fun, and keep on drawing. So peace and deuces.